Chat, here we go. We have got a debut, I think, of both these guys. Technically, I think this is the debut of both of these players, WondaMike and Retals, playing for the first time on stream. Retals has said he's been interested in playing some 1v1 on the Feer channel for a while now. We've been doing some events and whatnot, but we had an opportunity to get him on. He said he'd be interested, so here he is today, going up against a fellow pro player, WondaMike, who I don't think we've had him yet either, but both these guys have been interested in playing. And WondaMike recently playing a ones show match against Daniel on Johnny's stream. That went the way that most North American 1v1s against Daniel go. And Retals, I'm not sure the last time he's done a live show match. He's done a lot of 1v1 content for his YouTube, is my understanding, and I think he's also done, maybe show match things or like bets with SSG teammates potentially. I'm sure he's done a lot of one stuff. Retals been grinding ones. Well, there, you heard it here first. Chat letting you know. WondaMike gonna score first though, a minute in, and a side flip. I'm not really sure how either one of these guys' style works, especially against each other. Normally we're coming into it with a little bit better of an understanding as these dudes sandwich each other off the kickoff. We'll see if the kickoff game ends up being as, dominant for either one of these guys as it has been for KV1 in the past few games we've watched. KV1 versus Evo today on Johnny's stream, which was nice to see. I think it was the first time KV1 has played on Johnny's stream. So I'll not spoil that. I mean, chat will probably end up spoiling it. Nice air dribble bump by Retals to get his first. But definitely worth checking out if you guys want to check Johnny's VOD. They played the whole thing on US East. So entirely US East with, like, you guys know Evo. He gets like 10 ping on US East versus KV1's like 20 or 120 or 40. So it was an interesting matchup. Definitely worth checking out. Sway the kid, you're heading out. See you later, man. 140 ping KV1. Yeah, I think that Evo had like 20, which is a really bad server for him. His good servers get him like literally 8 ping. I don't know if I've ever seen anyone with less than 8 ping. I feel like that's just the default lowest ping it will display. WondaMike looking for a full field dribble from his back corner. His flip reset is not going to be enough to musty it to the net. It's really hard to get those air dribbles all the way across the field and get a real shot attempt out of it. There's a, definitely a single hand amount of players who have used that effectively in the past. Nice catch by WondaMike for a second though to bring this back. A breezy setup from Wanda. Retals shadowing at a decent distance, but man, a great catch instead of taking the flick. A pizza control. Yeah, that's definitely a piece of control. WondaMike's certainly not afraid to go up for these air dribbles. He's pulled up into them at every opportunity. He hasn't found an incredible amount of success with them yet, but some of that credit can be the way Retals is defending it. Free jumping super early at the start of that air dribble for WondaMike. Retals being really patient here with his 27 boost. He wanted to play defense close to the ball. You saw him unwilling to go back to his back corner despite not having much, so he just sat there and made sure not to use any boost as he creeped up towards WondaMike. Also in the process of talking about that, Retals had a good catch, scooping underneath Wanda, making sure that the counterattack was not able to be executed. Ooh, interesting bump attempts. Retals really turning to try and snipe WondaMike out of the air. Didn't connect, but not too all-in of a play. He is still in front of his net. Now Wanda, nice cut. Very intentionally trying to cut it back behind Retals, but Retals covering the net well. The defense from both these guys looking good at the start of this series. WondaMike, he is tapping a wide open field to Retals, using the last bit of boost that he had to drop it into the corner. What a save! I can't believe WondaMike found a way to keep that out. Retals actually greeted out the final play, and WondaMike is going to be rewarded. That was a crazy save from WondaMike. And Retals, who didn't want to give up on possession, figured, I earned my goal. Tried to get that final side flip, even though he had no boost to make any sort of recovery after the play. And when he didn't connect, he leaves it wide open. WondaMike, the quick dribble. This time he takes it low. A great switch up from WondaMike. Retals has been pre-jumping all of the aerial play high, and he pre-jumped this one yet again. Wanda will take it and wave dash on the ground to get himself a 2-goal lead. The biggest lead that either one of these guys has had all series long. I know we're only in game 1, but it's been a tight one. Retals, I mean, watching that from Retals' perspective, seems so obvious that WondaMike was playing the aggressor way too much. Zero boost, wave dash off the wall, was not willing to give up on it. And that's just a situation where Wanda felt that trying to dive on the ball was better than turning around and shadowing with zero boost, with lots of open space on the field for Retals to take. Retals, a nice 50. He should be able to tie this up. WondaMike continuing to try and force this ball to the net in the corner. You see him trying to corral it instead of playing a little bit safer of a style, maybe just playing for possession. He is very much looking for more goals as this game winds down. It's going to give Retals an opportunity to tie it up. And this kickoff has put the ball right inside WondaMike's box, but good use of the zero boost mechanics to flick it away. He has not looked too great playing against these air dribbles, but man, he has saved the past couple about as close as he possibly could get to not getting them. And these air dribbles, they haven't really worked. Retals is going to catch underneath this ball. I don't think either one of them is going to be able to get to the next touch, though. WondaMike has had some insane defense to stay in this game. One of his biggest problems right now, though, is he keeps going back for that full field air dribble that he hasn't really been able to turn into a shot attempt. And it's kind of resulting in a possession that becomes wasted because he doesn't really get anything out of it. And he's starting it from a position of, extreme advantage. Ooh, Retals! A nice bouncing dribble just cut underneath this ball. WondaMike goes flying by as he tries to close the distance. That is such a high pop, man. A little power slide underneath it to chip it up in the air. Retals going to take game number 1 in overtime. And we shall head to game 2. I see you. Retals versus WondaMike, game number 2. Somewhat of a low-scoring game to start this one off, but definitely very even. And into overtime, WondaMike has less space on the field to go for these air dribbles, and they have better hopes for it, but still a really early shot. A nice play to set it up off the ceiling, but you can't make those final touches for shots on net so far away from the net. These defenders who are camping out, waiting on the goal line that so frequently happens in 1v1, they'll be able to react if you aren't taking that shot just outside the net where they're forced to make a last-second decision. WondaMike, full field, has to pull off this ball. The angle actually almost found it. I think Retals didn't have it covered. If he had gotten that a little bit wider and on net, I do not think Retals was going to get there in time, but nice dribble plays from Retals. Right now, he has done a good job mixing up these straight-to-net bounce dribbles. Before we saw him cut underneath it to win in overtime. This time, threatening the far post as he dribbles it down the field before finally shooting it near post. WondaMike completely foregoing the kickoff is going to get him an open possession. Once again, man, Wanda taking it to the air and not really getting much out of it. He might score here on the continuation. but you saw he had to drop that ball down from the wall. He does eventually score, so it's hard to knock him too much. But he really didn't get much of a shot at all. Retals maybe respecting the shot too much is what led to, you know, the continuation goal actually having a chance of going in. Retals the bump takeaway. Is he going to be able to catch it straight to net? He will. Wow. WondaMike trying to gain control. Knew he wasn't going to get the 100 boost off kickoff, but thought he could catch a dribble and at least get the first shot on net. But Retals just bumps him out of the way, and with a good catch and power slide, will take the lead. Neither one of these guys has led by more than 2, though. We'll see if either one of them can break open the game ever. WondaMike with all the space in the world. Awkward touch on the back wall. Retals trying to close the distance and not let him ever get an opportunity, but WondaMike has looked good with these doubles. Not often do you get a chance to score these double touches in 1v1. Usually the backboard is so easy to clean up, but WondaMike dribbling it quick enough as Retals tries to play the close shadow game, and he speeds it past to find his second. WondaMike, I think, trying to bait a poor touch out of Retals, trying to feel his backflip after that initial jump. Retals once again on the bounce dribble. He's looked most comfortable here. He loves his air dribble bumps. This time, more of the double jump bump. No actual air dribble to set it up. And WondaMike has actually done a better job at cleaning up those air dribbles. This time, glued on the ground, waiting a little bit too long. Interesting kickoff from WondaMike. It is not often you see someone go for the straight front kickoff. Wanda, nice flip reset, but man, Retals has it covered. All of the aerial game from WondaMike. Retals has had the saves. Nice bump on the back wall. Wow, Retals kind of sneaking a fourth goal here. This did not seem like an open opportunity. WondaMike playing with 0 boosts. Not a lot he can do in that situation. Retals trying to get the read on the complete fake kickoff, but I don't think it worked out in favor for him again. He just keeps managing to cover these high dribbles. This time falling from the ceiling early and sniping it out of control of WondaMike. A great bounce off the corner too. And it's an easy redirect. 5-2. Retals with the first 3-goal lead of the series so far. And this is maybe the first immediate kickoff we've seen. I think we saw a wave dash kickoff from WondaMike. I'm not sure we saw WondaMike going for wave dash kickoffs earlier, but frequently the wave dash kickoff has been regarded as the safer option in terms of, you know, negating direct kickoff goals and making just the kickoff be more neutral in general. But WondaMike, at least on one of his first attempts there, getting destroyed by it. This time he goes low. Retals has covered almost every one of these. But WondaMike, this time a soft touch, and maybe that surprises Retals, expecting perfect execution from WondaMike like he has been so far. Retals blowing this game open right now. Quite literally, as he double demos WondaMike. WondaMike trying to cut around the ball. We've seen him doing that a lot in Retals' half. Not wanting to give up on possessions. Trying to just power slide cut and keep the possession going. Previously, he had lost the ball up to Retals this time. It's going to make him an easy target for a demo. But with 1:30 left to go, maybe not a bad idea for WondaMike to start looking for every offensive option he could find. Retals, nice long shot. WondaMike is going to be able to cover it though, but good recognition that WondaMike was playing close defense, and an air roll shot just might be able to sneak inside the top of the net. Wanda! Wow, I'm surprised that was not a mistake there. Seemed like he had completely whipped on the ball, left open an angle, but he was just able to pogo to redirect the ball away. Retals will eventually score though. 8-3, 45 seconds left to go. Retals dominating now as he uses this double to keep the ball completely out of Wanda's reach its entire path to the net. We need to see Daniel versus Retals. Every time anybody in North America gets a win, the answer is always we want to see him versus Daniel. Retals playing the possession game with 30 seconds left to go. WondaMike has no interest in forcing the issue. Seems like he's also willing to go next as he'll let Retals take it around the field. So 2-0 for Retals. Gonna start this series in control. I think WondaMike is streaming right now, by the way. I don't think Retals is. He might be. But WondaMike is over at WondaMikey, twitch.tv/WondaMikey. GG's, game number 2 in favor of Space Station Gaming and Retals. WondaMike needs a new car. Retals versus WondaMike. There you go. Nailed it, chat. You're right. I think I do say WondaMike. I just say it fast, and I feel like WondaMike takes longer to say. Anyways, Retals up 2-0. WondaMike is in the Octane. I think he played the Fennec for the first 2 games, right? But he's had enough of it. Ready to pull out the Octane power. Retals, a pop at midfield. WondaMike once again going to catch it, but he can't stay with it, man. He can't let Retals take this one away. You see Wanda at every moment he possibly can, looking to try and set up some kind of wall to air dribble, even when it's not available. He did not have the boost to catch back up to that. And Retals will take his free opportunity to snag the ball away and go up 1-0. Wanda, wow, I'm surprised that long shot almost found a way in. Retals seemed to have it covered, but it was off the post and just barely out. Wanda the fake jump. Does not bait Retals into the air. I don't think Retals can afford to go in the air at absolutely 0 boost. And he will die, and Wanda will tie it up. Retals is the GOAT. Daniel washed. I guess we'll have to see about that. Wanda could not get a dribble started. Retals has played great early game pressure, but he's also done a good job when Wanda has been able to get up into those air dribbles he's obviously been looking for all series. He's covered them for the most part. Wow, quick recoveries from both those guys. That's Wanda turns early to cut off the Retals tight angle. Retals, can he bump one out of the way? He can, and it's hard for Wanda to make a play. If he doesn't intercept this ball high on the wall, he does not have the boost to catch back up. I'm not sure it even would have mattered much if that bump didn't come out. It was going to be a hard ball to reach with absolutely 0. Interesting delayed kickoff from Wanda on a straight kickoff. Staying basically halfway out to the ball. Retals has looked good on these bounce dribbles straight to net. This time the hook shot really early. Nice save and recovery from Wanda. Ooh, an open net. A nice 50. Mike turning early. He's had a tough time turning early at the start of the series, but absolutely tackles Retals and ties it up. Right now, Mike on his last life. Needs to begin the reverse sweep now. And hasn't led in a long time. I think Retals got the first couple goals of games 2 and 3. Even though Mike, I believe, scored first in game 1. He will take a lead again. And he'll do so with just constant pressure on the ball as he takes this back out to midfield. Retals, had no boost to continue to play either. You could tell trying to play it slow. Thought he was going to have an opportunity to gain possession. Retals up the kickoff. A well-placed aerial shot just to force Mike on his back foot. Not sure how he thought he was going to be able to snipe a power shot with how far away WondaMike was playing defense. This will be an open field possession again. This time Retals finishes the full challenge. Every time Mike's been able to slow the ball down on his own back wall, we have seen Retals close the distance. Doing a good job of mixing up actual full-on deep challenges to the back wall and just setting up shadow defenses. Mike, an opportunity to potentially steal a back corner boost, but he knew he could stay on the ball and win both. Completely left out of position, though. I tell you what, these guys trying to play these long possessions feel like they're in a safe situation, but all it takes is a slight bump from either player for them to all of a sudden be incredibly out of position. Such a fine line to run when you're hanging out deep in the opponent's half with under 20 boosts. WondaMike, what a flick! Retals is even going to give him a nice one. The fake kickoff or the disregard for the kickoff is going to work again for WondaMike. That's just that's great placement. Wow. Technically only 39 kilometers per hour after it went in because it was crossbarred down. Am I going to go to lands this season? Yeah, I think I plan on going on to, a land that isn't unreasonable for me to make it to. Mike. That final attempt to pogo the ball. Not going to work. And a shot on net has to be perfect in 1v1. You can't afford to be putting any sort of power shot as low as this one and as savable from far away from the net. That was going to need to bounce maybe even a couple times or roll on its way in. And shots like those are just too easy to clean up and counter. 4-4, but Mike will give himself a fifth. No better way to erase a mistake than an immediate kickoff goal. And kickoff goals, I don't think have been going in his favor for the majority of this game. This might have been his first directed net one, but doing a good job of holding on to a lot of boost to be able to make sure that he could get up to that aerial first. This time, not holding on to any boost. And it's interesting how these guys will mix up what they're doing to try and gain the edge. Retals is tapped downfield. Continued high. Thought he could find it over WondaMike, who was recovering low in net. He's still low on boost as he needs pads to stay alive. Retals and his bounce dribble a little bit too strong. Actually left an opportunity for WondaMike to be able to take it away. The air dribble bump, not going to work. WondaMike staying alive, 5-4. Did not throw the flick. Instead, saving that jump. Maybe trying to play it a little bit safer. He knows he has a 1-goal lead, and he'd rather not use that second flip that might put his car out of position. Retals, a high pop, but not able to grab the boost, and it's so hard to get the 0-second goal with no boost. Mike is going to keep it up, though. He doesn't want to win by 1. He wants to win by 2. Oh, my. Now it'll hit the ground. Game number 3 going to go to WondaMike, as he will not go down easy. The Octane proves it for him. He gets game number 3. Boomer here. How do I interpret all this X past 2? So when you go onto Steam and you check what game somebody's been playing, it will tell how many hours you've played of that game past 2 weeks. So, if you've been playing 200 hours in the past 2 weeks, that would be a lot. So that's what everybody's saying when they say pass 2. There you go. In case any of you non-Steam players didn't know that. WondaMike getting dusted at midfield as Retals power slide cuts around this ball. Absolutely roasted. Broken ankles for Wanda. And he knows it. He'll give Retals a nice shot. WondaMike, he's loved his wall to air dribbles, and Retals has loved his early pre-jumps, but he sniped it out of the air. That's crazy. WondaMike did not want to go underneath it. He tried to go above, and once again, Retals is up early. He has absolutely destroyed these dribbles before they've even started. And honestly, I don't even think there's enough space for WondaMike to go underneath him. And what I mean by enough space, I mean there's too much space, like too much distance. If WondaMike pulls off the dribble and actually just tries to go underneath, Retals has a lot of time because of how far away WondaMike is trying to start those air dribbles. Retals bringing out the wave dash kickoff. To be honest, haven't been watching too much. Not sure if he's been using the wave dash kickoff a lot this series. But another early challenge off the ceiling. And Mike can't get anything going. A nice power slide catch, but a lot of fancy footwork, not for any shot attempts. Mike not able to steal that back corner boost. Certainly trying to undercut Retals and take it away. I think it's maybe a bigger deal than realized. Retals able to stay in this play right now because he got that back corner 100. Mike gonna try and clear it high off the back wall. Immediate power shot from Retals. Nowhere close, and he knows it. Throwing off ball cam. I'm surprised Mike didn't try and come up and take this possession away. Retals, a chip shot and an air dribble bump, except the chip shot was nowhere on line, so WondaMike not really having to worry about it. 1-1. A slow start to game number 4 as these two guys get used to each other's play style. They've started to cut off everything they want to go for early. Once again, Mike high in the air. Not the best of setups. You got a flip reset at midfield, but it's going to have to be played on the ground. Retals can just camp out when the setup isn't good enough. Bring around the Rosie. These guys go to the back wall. Mike can't find the angle. He does get the back corner boost, but Retals should be in okay shape. Oh, I thought I was lying there for a second. WondaMike almost finds the angle, but now Retals low on boost as he challenges backwards. Can Mike play the starvation game? He let the ball get behind him a little bit. So crucial to stay behind the ball, keep the pressure on. But he almost let it get away. Retals gonna have an opportunity to pick a boost, but as you so frequently see, it's the final moment that a defender goes away from the play to reset, and they can't rejoin it. They end up getting outplayed as they try and reset up the shadow defense. And that's why you see a lot of players just refuse to leave the ball. It seems like they're crazy, and they need to take their opportunity to, you know, get back on even ground on boost. But a lot of the time, even a slight moment of relieving the pressure is enough for a player like WondaMike to set up a great dribble play. So 2-1. The way this game has been going, that could end up being the game-deciding goal, as it has really slowed down between these two, and no immediate kickoff goal means we could be seeing more of the same. Retals, he has not been going for the wall to air dribbles like WondaMike. In that same situation, Retals couldn't have possibly resisted the wall to air dribble. He is going to get a goal though. Just shooting a touch on the back wall, not even really that great of a first touch, but just getting the ball in a dangerous position for WondaMike. And he really created Retals' opportunity all by himself. Not the best of touches to try and clean up, the rebound. And then as he tried to maintain control of it in the corner, he just ended up giving a shot attempt. But just like he did earlier when he took his first game win, he erased all his mistakes with a nice immediate kickoff goal. Is there a prize pool? There is not a prize pool yet, but if anybody donates during the stream, it is added to the prize pool. WondaMike. Another wall to air dribble. A complete flub this time, but Retals didn't get the best of first touches. Retals, I think, wishing he probably got a third goal out of that situation. WondaMike, a really poor mess up. And he left a wide open net. Retals was having to race the high bounce to get a good touch, and he just did not connect with it in time. And then a 50 and a 2-goal lead. 31 seconds left to go. WondaMike looking to force a game 5 in what looked like a dominant series at the start for Retals. WondaMike, another full field dribble potentially. You can see Retals prepping to come off the ceiling, and he convinced WondaMike finally not to go for it, but it doesn't matter. It works just as well out for Retals as he turns around, takes WondaMike off the field. This air dribble bump, though, didn't connect. WondaMike will get a fit. Not like it mattered that much, as Retals needed that goal bad. But that air dribble, not even an air dribble bump, really, as he was deep behind the ball. Just a straight-up air dribble. 5-2, WondaMike taking it to Game 5 against Retals. Kansas City Pioneers versus Space Station Gaming heading to Game 5. Retals versus WondaMike. And WondaMike going to completely forego the kickoff. We have seen him using this all series, and it has definitely worked in his favor. More often than not, he has either gained a possession or he's had a couple direct goals, and I don't think any of these have gone in favor of Retals, which is kind of crazy. I remember when I first started seeing players just completely ignore those diagonal kickoffs. It seemed like that would never end up entering the meta and actually favoring the person who just completely disregards it, but it certainly has now. Is there a game after this? Yeah, we'll likely try and get a game after this. No guarantees as always, but we're down to keep playing more Rocket League 1v1 today. Long shot from Retals, and he makes it past WondaMike. Wow. 50 seconds in, WondaMike just trying to play a close shadow, ultimately diving in a little bit too deep. You could see him wanting to pressure the first touch, recognizing he couldn't, trying to turn back, just too little too late. WondaMike wall to air dribble, the flip reset. Once again, it all comes down to the execution of that play and where it happens on the field. Although he is going to get an eventual goal. So a good 50 and a good continuation from the original air dribble. But having a hard time scoring the air dribble, and really it's all Retals' fault for that chip, as he chips it right out to a money location for WondaMike. But he's got to find a way to extend that dribble closer to the net and make those adjustments in the last moments. So Retals has to commit to a save before he redirects it, as opposed to where he's been doing it so far, which is so far away from the net that Retals has no trouble at all getting that initial save. A 2-1 lead for WondaMike. And I certainly didn't realize this is where we'd be after game 2. Retals can't get the air dribble bump. WondaMike somehow staying around it. We've seen some good defense from WondaMike so far, but a lot of the times these guys make great saves, but they can't stick with the continuation. Retals bumping him out of net and getting the tying goal, 2-2. Ready dash kickoff for Retals. He's got a bouncing ball in front of the net. Looking for an early hook shot. WondaMike sends it high. Once again, WondaMike in net, camping directly inside of it. Not often where you see a defender play. Thought maybe Retals would try and bump him out, but just look to try and flick above him. WondaMike has it covered. Retals open field once again. He's really liked these bounce dribbles just directly at net. A lot of times you'll see players cut the dribble. They want to go left to right, you know, laterally across the field, or right to left, either way. But Retals tries to get the bounce headed straight at the defender. And a nice challenge on the wall. 3-2 for Retals. Just constant pressure, eventually going to pay off. WondaMike low on boost. You see trying to get that pinch to help send it away, but when he missed, stuck in a tough spot. Retals going to pass away possession. Once again on a diagonal kickoff that WondaMike disregards. And a double opportunity. Retals can't get back to it. WondaMike, he has, you know, scored more doubles than I see people score in 1v1. Retals has been having to play high on the wall, and maybe that's a good counter to what Retals has been doing to stop the air dribbles. If you rush it to the net, Retals can't cover it in time. 3-3. Ooh, a big whip by Retals. That's the most open net I've ever seen. Tough break for Retals. Not sure what else there is to it. I was going to try and switch to Retals' perspective, see what we were seeing for him. But we have seen the power shot and continuation play from Retals in 1v1 you know, a lot this series. Whenever he gets a kickoff and has a little bit of space, WondaMike, you know, resetting back to the back corner for 100 boost, that's when you find out what players like to go to the most, what they feel most comfortable doing. You'll see Daniel take him from wall to air dribbles. You'll see, you know, a lot of the Middle Eastern players start cutting ground dribbles. Retals wants to, wait a second, nice double again from WondaMike. Retals wants the power shot and try and get it off the continuation. He just wants to put WondaMike on defense. This time, Retals, man, can't get up to WondaMike's double. He has found a way to score doubles regularly in 1v1, which truly does not happen very often. But he lobs this one high right around the curve of the arena where Retals can't get up to it. Nice early challenge. The pressure is on Retals now to find some offense. He looks to take WondaMike out of the game, and instead WondaMike will get him. A minute 30 left to go. No incentive for WondaMike to rush this ball. He'll pull it up into a slow dribble. Sniped WondaMike out of the air. 6-3. WondaMike has found some offense as of late, getting creative with it. This time, sniping Retals, who tried to pre-jump the dribble so early. Retals this time pulling it all the way back to the corner. I think that's probably the best handle of that fake kickoff that we've seen from him so far, because he does now have a midfield possession, and a good one at that, whereas before, almost every time he handed over the ball to Wanda, but he can't find the tight angle. A minute left to go. He needs 3 goals. He's going to need this and a couple kickoffs. Once again, into the bounce dribble directly at the defender. You can see so many moves to try and get one on the miss. Chat throwing in donation. WondaMike with an open net. I have to tab back out to see what this donation is. $50. Couldn't let it be 0. Oh my goodness. Swaggles just absolutely handing potentially WondaMike $50 in the final moments as he has a 7-3 lead in game 5. Thank you for the donation, Swaggles. Much appreciated. I'm sure these players will appreciate it as well. WondaMike takes Retals off the field. 36 left to go. Retals not giving up. It is still possible. He needs a quick goal and a bunch more kickoffs, but WondaMike actually made it possible as he gets the read off the back wall. Retals, the bounce dribble, early challenge. WondaMike bringing the game to him, and it finds its way into the net. Everything is going WondaMike's way. 17 seconds left on the clock. Surely we can't see 5 more goals for Retals. It seemed like a done deal for Retals after game 2. The first game was close, but I feel like I remember game number 2 going significantly in favor of Retals. WondaMike found his 1v1 chops again and took it in the reverse sweep, taking the $50. GG's from both these guys. Thanks to both these guys for playing. WondaMike will take it in game 5.